He was a sweetheart.
Okay, it's 6 and you have a quorum, so it's at your pleasure.
Great. Okay, call the meeting to order. We'll do attendance. Kevin is here. Tim.
Here.
Margaret's remote. Kelsey's here.
Here.
That's it.
We have you.
Me. Okay.
Yes, Emily RSVP that she's coming, so she can just join in.
Okay, she'll just come in. All right, so have everybody had a moment to review the minutes?
We thought you introduced that.
Oh,
yeah.
I even said to her, I'm going to ask you to talk about yourself. Welcome, Stacy. We're so delighted to have you. Do you want to fill us all in on, sounds like you've been active.
I moved to the Pittsburgh area, Peters Township in 2000, and have been in Mount Lebanon since 2005. And I very quickly joined the Community Relations Board, was on that for a while. I just cycled off the Economic Development Board about a year and a half ago. And I'm a proud graduate of Fire Academy, Police Academy, Residence Academy, FBI Academy. Like 1 year I did all the academies, and my professional work for most of this time was I worked for the Senate for Matt Smith, then Iris and then Pam Iovino until she was out of office. And so, and I've done some nonprofits and most recently worked at WTAE until about 10 months ago. So now I'm freelancing from home, some event planning things. So.
Well, welcome. We're all delighted that you're here.
2 kids that went through the school system. They're both out of college, and but huge fan of Mount Lebanon.
Thank you. Do we have any citizens' comments?
We do not.
Okay. I'm subbing for Noah, so I don't have anything to
We just skip the
report.
minutes now.
Oops, did we do that? I'm sorry. Can we,
I'll keep you on track.
can we please have a motion to approve the June minutes?
So moved.
I'll second.
All approved? Okay, thank you. All right, now citizens' comments.
We don't have a debate.
Okay. I'm subbing for Noah, so I don't have anything other to report. And Laura had distributed the policy, so the municipal event and display policy, so I think we're all caught up on that. Anyone have anything to add regarding that? Okay. And then Anne is not here. Is there anything that you want to report for her, or?
She did not pass along anything for me to say. She
Okay.
just-
Then we're up to you.
I don't have any report other than to tell you that the commission selected 2 junior board members for this board. Their first meeting will be the next one, will be in September, so, and I've talked to them both. Eleanor Schultz-Albert and Blake Silverman, so they are both excited, and we'll get them.
I know them both.
Good. Did I pronounce Eleanor's name right? I was worried
Yeah,
about that.
Lenore, Schulte Albert.
Schultz-Albert. I was
Are they seniors or juniors?
They are both rising seniors.
Rising seniors, wonderful.
Going walking with Blake's mom in half an hour. So.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
So she knows, they know, the kids know, right? That
Yes,
they've been
yes.
selected. I don't have to.
Blake was at camp when I sent the email, so he called me later. So yes, they both know.
Oh,
I
wonderful.
was at camp with my daughter.
Ah, there you go.
Kevin, do you have anything to report on the police engagement?
Oh, that'd be Terry on police engagement.
I'm sorry, why am I looking at Kevin?
Emily's also.
Miss.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you both see her yet?
Tell you.
Is it okay if
We
I
have
sit
a-
over there?
Sure.
Do you want me to move down? No, it's okay. It's just open over there. Thank you. Sorry.
You need to show Margaret and Kevin.
Yeah, they're
That's
not
right.
doing that for me. Can they
We
see?
would.
Yeah. Emily, that's really a cheap ploy to bring your kids in.
Okay, Terry, police engagement. Nothing.
Nothing.
We don't have Terry.
No, we don't have Terry, but Emily's on police engagement. I didn't know if you had met.
I know that like there were emails sent. I'm not sure that Terry filled you in about, I think last time he was like, oh, the chief sort of didn't want to do more. I think you're on those emails too.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah. I think we're good, is what yeah.
Margaret, mediations?
Yes, I have one which just started today, and it seems as though it's an issue I've had to deal with before. So it's sometimes helpful when you see the same issues reappear, and hopefully they'll all be resolved as successfully as they normally are. And that's it.
And Kevin, you're going through the mediation coursework?
Right, in November.
Okay.
So Margaret, if you are having you said you don't usually have a joint conference, but if there is anything that I could sit in on that makes sense, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just
Yeah,
pick your brain at some point.
this could possibly be a good one because it's somewhat straightforward, but yet could go in other directions. So yeah, so maybe let me think. I'll probably just like reach out to you separately because it's possible, yeah, there's something that we could follow up on together, maybe even tomorrow. So
Okay, great. I'm out of town.
oh,
Yeah,
exactly. I'm
probably-
out of town too,
I
but
thought-
like luckily
yeah,
these
yeah,
are
I
all done
probably
by
talked
phone
a lot.
calls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
nobody wants to see me in person, so
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, but okay, I will just touch base with you about that then.
Okay. Excellent.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, okay.
Okay, great. We still have DEI holiday and event proposal on there, but I think we all have reviewed all of that so that we're up to date on that. The Residence Academy, I'll start scheduling that.
Can I ask a quick
Oh,
question?
sorry.
Is that, I know Noah had mentioned at the last meeting that this would then be coming up to a discussion session for the commission, is that correct or no?
They have already weighed in on it, so they
Oh,
usually
okay.
do that if they have questions, but they chose to already discuss it in the executive
I
session,
just wanted
so
to make
you're
sure
good.
there wasn't any other meeting we had to go to, okay.
If for some reason it pops back up, I'll let you know, but I
Okay,
don't foresee that.
Awesome.
And then do we know if Noah's going to communicate this to his colleagues?
I don't
No,
answer
no,
that. I can
okay.
ask him.
I will ask him, okay. Residence Academy, I'll start working on that. The first day school starts back, and I've learned a lot about getting the school district nailed out first. So we'll be moving on that. Community Service Award, we already had that individual notified, and we won't work on that again until February. Margaret, correct? Okay.
I'll put the call for applications out usually in November, so it'll
Okay.
be November, December. Yeah, it'll also depend on when we have the volunteer dinner scheduled, because if it's for March, I might ask you to consider it in January, just whenever.
Okay.
So that there's enough time for that person to be contacted and make sure that they can attend the dinner.
Kevin, is there anything on the certified welcoming?
Nothing on certified welcoming with the organization, but we are participating in the welcoming week at the library. So I want to say Tuesday, but it might be Wednesday. You can go to the library and see the schedule. They're having a panel meeting, which we're not participating in that, but I'm going to go if anybody else, just so you know, if anybody else is interested, a panel discussion. And so I'll be able to hear what's said there. And then on Friday, that's when we're participating with the table. We're the only table there. We're going to have the board, like we did at Lebo Pride, where people can put comments on. We talked about this at the last meeting, that we wanted to hand out something that about ice encounters. So I did some research on that. There really is no good that I found, short, succinct one pager. I found several ones that were 2 to 4 pages, because basically they cover, what if you have ice in your car and you're in your car? What if you meet ice at work? What if if they come to your house? And they're all pretty different scenarios. But I think that's fine. We can staple them together. You take 4 pages if you're interested in them. If you don't want to read them all, you don't have to read them all. So I have found several sources. They're all very similar, but I guess my question I have is, Laura, how do I get those approved to hand out?
So yeah, you would give them to me and then I would run them by our solicitor. So once
Okay, good.
you have them, just send them to me and I'll take care of that.
Okay, I'll send you the one I think is the best and the most likely to be approved by solicitor, but like I said, they're all very similar. And I think they're pretty good documents. And hopefully I'll be able to, a lot of them all of them, well, I'll make sure I find one that I can get in both English and Spanish, so we can hand out both versions. So, the only other thing is, I need to send a little bit of, translation work, to you, Emily, for your, for our board, but I'll send that sometime in the next couple of weeks. I'm sure it'll take you.
And
10
I'll
minutes.
come with you, to the events if you want help.
Yeah, that'd be great, to have somebody there, so I can follow up with you directly.
Great.
Any questions or anybody have comments on that, or everybody good?
What is the date of it again?
Geez, I don't have my calendar in front of me. I'll have to look. August 23rd, is that a Friday? I mean, September 23rd, is that a Friday?
No, that's a Tuesday.
September
Okay, so
19th.
19th, yeah. I'm looking for my phone to find the dates, but I'm using the phone to talk to you. I can't find it.
We've all been there.
Thank you, Kevin. Kelsey, since I scheduled to talk to you today at 2 o'clock.
All good.
What happened yesterday?
Yes, Kevin and myself and our community committee member for MLK Day, Reverend Theodore Soames from St. Paul's, met yesterday for a brief kicking off discussion. We definitely decided we want to keep the morning time frame. So we wanted to nail that down so that if you need to have any save the dates on event calendars or anything like that. So we were thinking 9 to noon again on Martin Luther King Day, which is the 20th, whatever day it falls on this year. If possible, so our plan A, our preferred plan, I'm gonna reach out to Todd Hoffman, he's still our school board liaison, right? I was hoping he'd be here tonight, but we'd love to ask one of the schools to let us use their space. And if not, then plan B was talking to, Kevin, remind me, plan B was talking to Temple Emmanuel? No, we were
Well, I
worried,
think we said Plan B was the Galleria.
the Galleria, we were gonna try to
It's
reach out.
probably a long shot.
Which is a long shot, and then plan C would be sort of doing what we did last year, having it here,
Kick
but
off here.
also maybe having a few satellite kickoff spots, just because we reached capacity for the fire code for this building so quickly. So I'm hopeful talking to Todd, and Theodore had said like, St. Paul's has certainly like rented the schools on non-school days before and has had experience with that. But also with the parking lot, if we have a school bus wanting to come again or things like that, I think that would be the best case scenario. So I will reach out to Todd since he's not here tonight, and see if we can't get that rolling. And then next week, I'm gonna pull the list that we used last year for all the nonprofits that we reached out to, and share that with Kevin and Anna and Theodore to sort of say like, who do we want to add to this list to reach out and to see if they have projects for us to participate in. And I'm gonna make a little graphic almost that just says the date and the time. So that way, if anybody wants to share it with nonprofits, that we have something that we can circle back to.
I met with the Galleria management to do the Valentine's there, and they completely shut it down. They wouldn't do it.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was because of the short time frame that we were planning in last year.
Now, they told me they don't sponsor events like that, although I said, but you sponsored those angel trees, and
Sure.
they said they hadn't done that for the last 2 or 3 years.
Okay,
And they get money from the car people that have their cars there, so.
gotcha. Okay, all right, well, that's.
Because I offered to bring a table, bring the chairs and
Yeah.
take the trash, and
Yeah, because I remember you had reached out to them, but I had in my head that it was because we were working on a tight timeline last year. But okay, that's good to know that there's
it's
sort of.
sad.
Yeah. Bummer.
So being that this building could then be a possibility, would you like me to put a hold on it because we had to use the whole
Yeah,
first floor?
that would be
Let me send an email while we're talking to the scheduler.
Thank you. Yes, that would be wonderful. And we're aware that we think participation was really high last year because it was Inauguration Day and people really wanted to be doing something positive in the community, but we still are anticipating a big turnout. I mean, I think that's who our community is. I think the fact that we've made it accessible for all abilities and ages is really important. So I think it's not egotistical to think we would sell out again and people would be trading their spots on the Levo Facebook group. So
Who needs to?
yeah. So that's kind of our thinking, and then if we do have to have satellite launches, if you will, I think it's not ideal because we'd certainly love to all be together. We definitely talked about that yesterday, but I think we could split it up with enough of us launching from different sites, making sure we take photos and head counts. And because we have enough lead time this year, when people fill out the RSVP form to come, we'd like to at least have some nonprofit sites that's like, rank your top 3 choices. So at least we would have the ability to like reach out to people and say, you're gonna start at Shim, you're gonna go to, Brookline or wherever. So the logistics might be more manageable in that way.
Chelsea, I know I have an idea of a place we could use as overflow in Mount Lebanon, somebody's space that's pretty open, so we can talk, if we want to do that, we can talk about that, and I could ask them.
Okay, yeah, I'll touch base with Todd, we'll start there. And then we'll skip Plan B, so we have Plan A and Plan C. Yeah, so I don't know, I think my next question to you then is like, what's your ideal, working backwards for magazine timing?
So for, you probably want to get it in the December magazine to talk about January. We can certainly repeat it in the January magazine, but again, just because.
So what's your beginning of November?
So back that up 2 months, so 2 months would be first week of October.
First week of October to have copy to you about it.
It doesn't even have to be full sentences, it can
Okay.
just be copy points, where, when, what kinds of things they're going to be doing. Yeah,
So first
if I can
week
have
of
that first week of October,
Okay.
then we could get it in the December issue, and then again in January.
Okay, because then our thinking was to be able to have at least some nonprofits committed so that we could list them and then have the registration form, which your office did last time.
Yes, we can do that again.
Okay, so aiming to have all of that info to you. I mean, the registration form would be largely the same. We would just want to add and even if we don't have specific sites, because I was thinking end of October, not beginning, maybe we could say, are you willing to drive? Can you drive yourself? Are you willing to, we could kind of have some options there.
Well, the one thing we had talked about last year was just a suggestion, you don't have to do it, is if you know what the activities are, actually having them register so you knew if you get 175 people and 75 of them want to do one thing, can you accommodate that size crowd at that thing?
Right.
So it's up to you. We could do a drop down where they could pick.
My worry is just that 3 months in advance.
They're not gonna know.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to do that 3 months in advance. We only have to know for the magazine. We don't have to release the actual
Registration form
until the
December.
magazine comes out.
Okay, great,
Yeah, no,
perfect.
okay.
Okay, so because we were sort of talking about trying to have our initial batch of nonprofits committed by the end of October.
And we can go live with that whenever. We don't have to wait for the magazine.
Okay.
Because we can share it on Levo Alert or on the website and stuff like
It
that.
just
So whenever
says
you're
registration's
ready.
now
yeah.
Got it, okay, well,
It
that's
just
very
needs to be
helpful.
ready by the time the magazine comes out.
Perfect, great, then yes, that is our goal, because while we made it work last year, it was for Theodore and I to be at the door, it was hard to just have people feel welcome and come in, because we were like, what do you want to do? Do you have a car? Can you walk? It was a little.
Well, and if you're getting supplies like you did for the Valentine's, it helps to know if you're gonna have
Right.
10 people.
Yeah,
or-
how many people?
And that was one of our thoughts too, is perhaps with more lead time and our junior commissioners, all of that combined, we can do a real supplies drive. And then have one of the activities be packing winter clothes backpacks for Foster Love Project or something like that, that we can have more lead time to get donations, so.
Yeah, Kelsey, we can take this offline. There's a lot of discussion, a lot of ins and outs with this, but we have to assume some people aren't going to show up, even if they sign up. So I wouldn't want to subscribe 10 people to do something that we only need 10 people for, and then only 5 show up.
Yeah.
So we just have to think about how to figure out how to allocate them.
Agreed.
I just texted Todd, so he'll be expecting your call.
Wonderful, thank you, I appreciate that. Okay, so details to Laura for the magazine.
Laura, is there somebody that you have worked with at Asbury Heights? If we wanted to,
They've had some changes, so the people that we used to have.
okay, so I'll follow up with them, because I'm thinking maybe we do the Valentine's with seniors there.
Yeah, if there's enough lead time, and we were talking about that too, we know clearances can be an issue, but if it's set up where there's it's already art therapy time at Asbury Heights and there's staff and seniors in the room, is that something they'd allow since we have
Right,
enough lead
that's
time?
what
So
I
that
thought.
would be great, yeah.
Laura, you probably, this is Roger Raschuti works there, so.
At Asbury?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I can get you Roger.
one of my best friends, retired career firefighter,
Oh,
works there. I mean, he does security, maintenance, all that stuff, but he knows everybody in the building.
So would you
I can ask him
just shoot me an email and let me
Yeah.
know who the person took? Okay, perfect. Can I back up one more time, to the Residence Academy? Would you mind looking at the list? I know some people have changed. I know Mary isn't there anymore and I don't know who the new person was. They hadn't appointed somebody yet, and I know that the Library and Historical Society turned over too, and I don't remember. Don't know who that was. Okay. Any old business?
If you need help with the Residence Academy, since I was sort of MIA all spring last year, I'm happy, and winter also.
What I thought, we're gonna try something a little different. What we are proposing while you were out was that we're just gonna assign 1 or 2 people to each night and set it up so that when you come to the January meeting, the 4 people that are doing January will have their packets.
Okay.
And then when you come to the February meeting, you can drop off the surveys, because Laura's gonna take a look at the survey. We talked about asking questions that we asked them about parking, and we know we can't do anything about that. So why are we asking about parking?
Yeah,
So,
but
but
that
maybe
way
we
we'll
could,
look at the surveys at the beginning and maybe things can be done before the next one. Okay.
and then, same thing with, was gonna talk to you about how we could, because we're gonna tell them when they come, Karen sends them a welcome letter, and in that letter, it'll be bring your own water bottle, so we're not hauling water. And then we can get I have a big basket that we can put snacks in, and then when it's over, either put it underneath the screen or bring it, I'm just trying to figure out how to get it, because I can check in and add stuff to it, but pretty much I filled it up once and it worked for 4 weeks, and then I filled it up the second time, so I think we're good. I think that way it's spread with a
Well,
lot
I
of
go to
people.
Costco twice a month.
They sell babies at Costco?
I want you to know, we got cupcakes from them last year for graduation. They were a hit.
Yeah, their bakery is
And they're
really
not,
good.
they weren't expensive either. So we stayed under our budget, under budget.
Yeah.
Okay, any new business? All right. And then the next meeting is Wednesday, September 3rd at 6. Going into September already. Okay, Kevin, have a good trip and vacation.
Motion
too,
to
Mark.
Thank
adjourn.
you. Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Bye.
So we made the motion to adjourn.
Karen,
We have a second.
do I have a second? Okay.
But can someone tell me what the Airbnb discussion is?
See you, Margaret.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't think it's come up